Abana ya babetu no enye aba ya gusu to all the time. Spiritually no in time I saw clearly say 9 p.m. no not in all arrangement and gathering no everybody knows who is the winner of the election. By 4 a.m. obese utongo kakra sorry say election e ko ni sen no na clear. There is something happening. At 9 p.m. the numbers are floating with one banner. The banner will be erected from the center of Ghana and it will circulate toward the 16 regions. One name, one banner, one champion. By 4 a.m., people will sit together and then calls will be going on.
Yo abusan fofofro abetom a me pese me no eche. Prophet Tevin Ejesoa. Bosume miensa echini na ode enkonse bi ebeto honom. Na ode beto no oyedin eho ho. Ode beto no oyedin eho ho. Na efedie wasan akasa kura asanso afa ho. Ewo ni obetena Ghana kunya yi eso. Enti mama yantie sane enkomodie ne si efiase efri bosom miensa no na sisia anso de esanso ewo mu.
Ye ne sofopenia owo eye prophetic embassy. Na yegusu aye twetwe nkomo no. Wie de ye twetwe nkomo afọ man Ghana ho. Na ya hwe papa se efri 2024 yi koya kopem how many years time?
That's 10 years from
10
now,
years.
Yes.
It from Sabria kopem 2034 youth na any bebre. Na sa 10 years ya ye ken one hwe sunsun mahu amampani a ebe tina konya so a omo no ombetumi handle sa youth.
Of course. No ma hwe ehu niam bebre wo sunsun.
Okay, yenko.
And what was it? The way Anyankopon ahihye no no. Eno na eba bebe mu. I saw 3 branches in the future.
Okay.
3 branches. One goes straight, one goes right, one goes left.
Okay.
But the only branch that keeps growing in time is the branch that John Dramani Mahama Ebeye president. During his tenure, no, within 2 years, something happened. A little shake up. They don't approve it. They say, Master, now you want to slow certain things down now. Pressure no will come to you.
So for Jinaho, Obeye president, ewo yenimu ananse de etwa mu no.
No, 2024. 2024. By this thing 9 p.m. anajuna onuna obia ehun say oti president is.
Abana ya ma beto no 7 December no.
Absolutely. Sabe pepe. For dream in their mind that this election bloodshed election, fighting issues among for come people are talking about a lot of things, but mainly no election way and election just during the day of the election among for say there's normal shenanigans up and downs here, but the aftermath of the election, the counting and everything, Mr. Beya quiet.
I would say Omampeni that John Dramani Mahama na obewini.
Absolutely. Which by the grace of God, we've mastered the 4th dimension. I can tell you clearly that in time, 9 p.m., 4 a.m., it is only John Dramani Mahama's name you'll be seeing. Onyame Busheni, I don't know him from anywhere, but the future is clear.
And the date here, 28 August 2024. So for a Odifo Adesowa. Oshen come where a comes a prediction na say Oshe or my numu na and now they cancer and so.
Okay, so time I may share income bueno. I'm putting it already down together. Income share no came probably somewhere 2018, 2019.
Okay.
So in 2020, MPP will win the election. Some way MPP will take the election. But in 2024, NDC will take the election. before 2016 too, I prophesied who will be the president as well.
Okay.
In 2016, 2020, and then 2024, which is coming. Tom Kube, Branch right. Now Branch, now Ochikotra so be school be we nim. Now Branch now say school no pepepe. Now say Branch left. Na me die ni siwa. Say Branch left obi hu die no. Because from the onset, all the informations check out.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because media, them na kuja ya na eja oninam nti o say na kuja de yenim baby ono de o ka ne nsem ko. Ana o say 2020 no. Oba won chen na eja no betwetwe nkomo. Say ndi ofi say the party na eja eba ba we na o kire ne say krati emfa. Ana o de aweho. Eso di free ho. Meanwhile, no na kuja ni na ya adwuma che. Adenti na wentumi andane ade no anko baabi ono epesofo. Yetumi dane ni saa because ye kan ebetumi aba so obi se o na nka ekọ ni se na makodane sofo ye pe mu nchirechiri mu ye.
Okay. So in the prophetic arena, no, yeah, there are two types of prophecy. In the two-dimensional types of prophecy, no, there is the 1 to 4 tale and there's the 1 to 4th tale.
Okay.
In other grounds, no, there is a prophet like Elijah that says that it will not rain for 3.5 years and it will not rain.
Okay.
So he has manipulated the time space.
Okay.
Ni faith, ni strength, or your altar, or your authority, or your entity. And he can speak in that regard and stop everything in the atmosphere.
Okay.
Then there is people like Daniel, Ezekiel, John the Revelator. For eons,
Okay.
years, days, centuries.
Okay.
Say, this is what is going to happen.
Okay.
That one, even if you use your faith to manipulate it, it's impossible.
Okay.
There are some things your faith can manipulate. There are some things it is destiny. And then we have destiny.
Okay.
Exactly. You will be one prophecy that is to say, no matter what, or Baba be a president, like Joseph in the Bible. The decree was on top of him.
Okay.
And his brothers, whom were stars, took him into slavery. They put him in a pit and ended up in Potiphar's house.
Okay.
The prophecy was there. Every prophecy comes with a gift. And in the gift, you say, obetimi, I interpreted dream. And some of them Zafnat Pania.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the gift need to so esa shared in common say this is where he will stand. He still ended up there. Wow. So eto de bia nyankopon hihya ade bia ase ye bo chess no or the BBC or the way sia no the way sia now I share timeline because yeah yeti kro no mu ye bre for so many years 60 something years now. And at the end of the day nyankopon pese on fa new turnout in bra and the new turnout no I am not a sympathizer of a party but mainly no what is going to happen within the timeline is what I'll put across. And at the end of the day, when I told you people earlier, said there is a root, a small root growing.
Aye.
That root in Suba, will anybody say, say, Ebia Nakuja or what will convince me, say, we, Minko and conscience come and this and another day. So when the root 2 comes, no, Bones say, my prophecy will go according to that angle. And when that timeline now, Matronoba, it will shock everybody. All the 2 parties in the country, they will feel flat. There will be a new party out of it. I
see. From 2025, Kono, Wakano, Waka say, Omanpenida da John Dramani Mahama Bidi Akunyano. 2 years later, Ose and Framaka Kredi Bebo. What's the nature of San Framano?
In Framana Babo, spiritually, what I saw, they say, we want to say a little shake up.
Okay.
Because after the election, the country will go downside. Dollar rates, 19 Ghana cedis. So the first time I told you people about dollar rates, not dollar rates was around somewhere 4 cedis, 6 cedis, yes. And the country was better 11 Ghana cedis. They should mark it the same year. Nobody, they shouldn't even look at 10 years. The same year. Nobody can stop it.
Okay.
When said once the election was done, it shot up to 19. Then they started eating it down gradually. The first year, things were adjusting. Other things were happening, but there's a little shake up in the system because there's a lot of repairs that had to be done. Because I said, "Mine shaman for being sans CSE." I said, "Table beer." nine be ani ho a
Okay.
ye kra no wonsem enti omu yi omunsa it will come down.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, before the jumper will come up and then everything will be settled. After that, no, the second year, no, there will be a lot of campaigning progress. I say, yeah, push a month for Nkoji Krono, yes, within 1 year of President Mohammed's this thing presidency, almost I say, the pressure to the so, and the pressure will bring a revolution. People will want to take over that list because there is more within now to 2025. There is going to be about 2 more coup d'etat and it will enforce people to try to do it. African countries, yes. So it will bring more or less like more demonstrations from the youth. And that pressure will be very enormous. And after that pressure, everything will calm down. After the pressure, there is something that will come out. I don't know your prophecy key be a media to one. When the time is
capital,
I will unlock it.
Capital no, they unlock it because say a hand will be 80.
There are some things that unless God gives us utterance, we cannot unlock it.
Okay.
And Saki in the media tour. Once that one happens, the country will begin to rise in such a way. Say, what's in Ghana for so many years? You have never imagined something like that before. After the 4 years of the president's grounds, their party, the NDC party, the contract that reverted in the realm of the spirit is 16 years of ruling. Omaka break the 8, break the 8, break the 8. Only NDC party will break the 8.
Hey, really?
Yes.
I feel way Obian to mean breaking 8.
No.
Breaking the 8 no will be around 2030 and no 2032 because you're 2024. Next 4 years nearby 2028 and after 2032.
Absolutely. Omupe number breaking 8. And in the breaking of the 8, that is when the young tree will bring all of them down. Because after the 4 years, another 4 years during that election, the next 8 breaking and your breaking 8 now there will be some inefficiencies in our atmosphere. And that inefficiency will give the strength to the young party.
Okay.
One singular young party. At the NDC, MPP for you now, Beshifem say bye.
Hey, sir. Wow. Inti, sir, friends, from 2025, kwa kopem 2032 na, o can say NDC be break 8. Na MPP there na ekoso.
Exactly. As I was saying, as I prophesied that earlier. This thing, party, and I said there will be a division in one party. And after the division, close to the election, October, November, move back the butterfly. So which is Alan.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now the fishy thing is that in prophetic timeline, the asset would the plots be once Adiba could come back, the outcome will be flawless.
Okay.
Which means time Alan omube piano this omu di bano ebedu baby no he can't join them entirely, but then at one point he will try to rally support behind them, and but still the election will not go according to plan. So after the 4 years of Mama, that's when you see true division. Vice president, for them. And then that's Dr. Muhammad Alhaji Bawumia. Yes. And then the one that will be our friend in Napu. Obviously, like Ondo the first person and he will give up the election in 2024. Like me Facebook, Obo say 2020 election. I prophesied that there is going to be a victory. Victory on the 9th of December. Secondly, the day will be on a Wednesday. And the time will be 5 p.m.
Okay.
And I bet declare election. So the day, the hour, the time. I prophesied it to other Facebook this year.
Okay.
During the day of election, we 2020 election. I prophesied that ahead of time. And the time no cry was there. And then precise. And then me bought time now it's not a new thing.
I see.
Yeah.
3.
Yo, Yamamu Akwaba, Edmoba Pen Dream TV. So, I was here for Waboy, a bear, Sese, Bina, a mere Kakrabi, Eddie Amay, na, and net Yatrichin and Koma. Ghana for na air chain. In fact, and net a Giddy Giddy, and net a champions of champions, and net a finals of finals. The American Wahano Abusia, and no, and na Yameya Domoa. Electoral Commission of Ghana, or the Bible to Ghana for a new prophet. Kelvin Ajay Sowa, also for Pena, or da a year Salvation Outreach Miracle Ministry. I'm not now. Yanano Hadie, Yanano, a better and come over. Prof.
Now, could you bless?
Prof.
Now, could you bless?
Answer now, you best starting and come on the MPS Prof. The Empire Bob starting with a short prayer and now on fire man.
All right then. Me chow phone as we begin. Mean to me Bompire or Trimo, so I can only pray in English. Okay, Bompire. Father, we glorify you and honor you for such a wonderful moment. We thank you for your grace and favor upon our lives. Let this interview be successful and let whatever you have planned be fulfilled in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Abuja, enti yedi yam komo twetwe no ebe hye ase. Abuja, Prof yene no atwetwe nkomo afa general elections ho ewo Ghana. Hanye eno nko ansa bibiri ene yaka. I think say mo a mo follow Pendulum TV de mo bedi adanse se nyame enam so aka nsam a bibiri okrum ha no mo ana oman mu ha. Na said your canon no sa pepepe ena esi mo be kaya last general elections 2020 or no kwa na ye prophet or kan ye chere nipa obi wini ebo fence date and time electoral commission edibe declare abano ampaso so ekoba mu pepepepepe sene osika no obra na electoral commission edikan ba bonten say elections or the just 24 hours and they will declare winner. Prof Kachre said there be any possible. Na on try date no any time or they will declare elections sa pepe and a bam. Abusha 2020 elections mo kai many prof haya and na yeti and na yeti chin komo and na bisa prof say prof na this year elections no who saying ebeko saying as some prof e kan ya na say one dey ohwe ade na ohu nipa na oteso no no ade da so teso hu change bia ho in fact me yam shame pa because mu say media me bias mu media dance say Pendulum TV any papa ya we see hey or no dey bias me yam shame nti am person no push him kra because papa no da so te so say papa ya pesi tu no ya na we ka che say dey cause twa say na busia ekoba ye no na papa no kwan ya ofa so betina so no wabetina so eno chi esamba ha ne prof e betwe nkomo prof ka kire say yes nipa ndo na so te so wafa kwan bia so abetina so na so so because of saade na e course ni nti because akunya na nkanya ne dia eye owura Mahamadia the person nyinam hu ensem a nkomodidia akoso eni nti na ma me kasa bibide na nyesa me kasa na e wasa de be ya ube appreciate nkomo a yebedi misisi ano
absolutely
na prof kachre say die e course no enye no kwan so nanka aba no e wo say ekọ omampanyin Mahama nchen but omo fa kwan ni so na gifin nsem esan tena ade nso nti sunsun wiase no obi anti akonya no so na omo di asam ohunhun na esan saade nti omampanyin Akufo-Addo ade bia wode ne nsa be som 2021 to 2024 enyi yida eye papa kurampo asaade no ebe dane bone anim guase de amam mpacho sa interviews ni nyina no menemu kase e wo ho no sisi a o ko Pendulum TV a obenya bi ahwe na yɛn nyinaa yɛdi adanseɛ sɛ from saa bere no ɛbɛpem ɛnnɛ on the but on the DTS Toza 3rd one good 3rd December and the 3rd December minimum atwetwe nkɔmmɔ yi no yɛn nyinaa yɛdi adanseɛ sɛ from 2021 I swear in President Akufo-Addo bɛpem nnɛ ade papa bi anu a wayɛ a anaa adeɛ bi anu a ɔde ne nsa so mu a saa adeɛ no ayɛ animonyam de ama ne da in fact adeɛ no tumi sɛ animonyam fɛfɛɛfɛ na apaska na adane nguaseɛ bi de akɔma no bɛteɛ sɛ makɔtɔ train foforɔ aba kyɛ sɛ ne ɛbɔ yɛ nsɛm amanfo social media day na wobɛhu sɛ train no kwa no akɔ crash kia boom na blast adeɛ no agye agu kyɛ sɛ ɔmampanyi hwɛ nansia de ɛsi yei ne statue okusi ye kyɛ sɛ obiara basa kyɛ sɛ biribi ɔde ne nsa bi so obiara no na akɔyɛ basa na akɔyɛ dane adugu aseɛ ɛnnɛ abusua nkɔmmɔ a yɛne ne ba bɛtwetwe no ɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛbaayɛ no yɛsan ne bɛtwetwe nkɔmmɔ biom this year yi a ɛma prof ka kyerɛ yɛ sɛ elections no ɔmanpanyin John Dramani Mahama bɛwini elections na ne ɔka yɛ kora atwa me nso mu so say ɛbɛbɔ 9 o'clock in the fence 9 p.m. on 7 December no yɛto abɛn by 9 p.m. na saa fence Ghana ha no deɛ na obi ahu sɛ John Dramani Mahama wa win elections no
Absolutely.
Prof assemble na okay Prof we dem akɔ ababi
Sa pepe.
man ntwa kasa no so a my chef for entry on start to me bomb. You are talking too much because neno Charlie I will do a dance here say data to iodine. O kasa bibli sa na say nipa no person T prof now my name kasa no adwala. Prof
Absolutely.
Only am come twitwi mu no o ma yet ase say on the 9th on the 7th December
7th
by
December.
9 p.m. na ɔmanpanyin John Dramani Mahama Ghana ha obi ahu sɛ wa win election.
Win election. Yeah.
Sunday we na me wɔ Kumasi Ashanti region.
All right.
Mete sɛ ɔmanpanyin Mahama so ɛkasa. Ɛwɔ Bedwa n'ase.
Oh, okay.
Na ɔkasa no asɛm a ɔno so kae no ɛne sɛ nyame yɛ adom a on the 7th December no ento akɔbɔ 9 o'clock na Ghana fo nyina nim sɛ NDC awini elections.
Memenda ebedwa na ajo bɛyɛ nɔnkono na NDC kunim die na akyi bebia.
Di na me sɛ Prof no akɔka kyerɛ ɔmanpanyin Mahama na sɛ like deɛ na ɛkɔ so we ka bibi kyerɛ yɛ deɛ na ɛkɔ so because as a politician we been say election we to aba wi a yɛ kenkan aba no ɛbɛbɔ na ne nkan du ba bia kora na ɛka no sɛ parliament no kora no bia nkan ne bi wi ti sɛ wotumi ka kyerɛ me sɛ saa brɛ no na obi ahu sɛ NDC awini a sɛ prophet tell me na Jesu and I catch me catch o ka hu asem na o man pay Mahama o politician experience one ade na also ko kasa asem me say na prof na ni na ko twin ko mo prof we there na ekoso
Okay. Media so me charity for nyina mo say omo they really like to talk to me a lot. So I'm per say member more times to come and communicate here. When it comes to that communication, say as I prophesied at 9, Mama so says the same thing say 9 based on the Ashanti region, as you said. And yes, and the 9 p.m., which is it will happen in real life 9 p.m. On the side, no, unless they really ask him that question. There's that 9, no, on your free.
ana omanpewi John Dramani na ma ohwe pending TV pa okay me aware say obi catch them say ohwe pending TV pa yes obi catch them say omanpewi John Dramani Mahama ohwe pending TV pa saa so no obi catch them say Julius Debra the former chief chief of staff and I can yeah ono so yes ohwe pending TV pa be a prophet washem komu no obi to me share the same nkom na say obi to me be confirm nkom hye no e kire no e ma ni na jidie say no asimesi aka na we abe confirm ya kire me die na che say no kure
absolutely
entino say okojina simpie so a onsuru say obeka
you see ni far for say obetu boabo
na che say the nice bi so
absolutely
abusha we dey side bi sa prof say yɛhwɛ kwan mu adeɛ na ɛkɔ because they bia saa na mo fa bi sa me na adeɛ na asesa na prof yɛ person hu woni no nkɔ twetwe nkɔmɔ prof sɛ na nse kwa me send some audios
yes send yes
enti ama mo frɛ bi sa me de bia amanfoɔ ehunu a ɛwɔ mu nyinaa mu ne sɛ ɛnɛ ubetie prophet we no we sɛ adeɛ no in the realms asesa afeja kodi ba nwansam adeɛ na ɔmo pɛ osunsun baumia papa ɛne Mahama papa ɛwɔ asamando sɛ ntumi asamando sɛ awudo medie no sɛ hefa ɔmo boxing we twe tumi we so twe nti adeɛ ne si akodi Mahama so nkyɛn Mahama ne kuda adeɛ ne si but still shaky kyɛ sɛ obia ne prophet we bɛka
na so bɛka
waje we sɛ wasaje na adeɛ we sɛ dabi asadane nti ama Ghana for said that hu de ekɔ
so
enti obia fa ne obisa me say a prof so de na woka ade na adane ana say ndane ye ogina babi ogina because prof de hu say nyame adom ye woka no nyame de ye adwuma
absolutely
enti enne mayehu de ba ha oni ye twetwe nkomo de wokɔ Accra FM ko kae no abusua Bisa prof say saying
absolutely. All right then. So on side no mainly there's a lot of things that has gone on within the angles. Things have been very, very strange in the realm of the spirit. I've seen quite a lot of strange happenings which is happening in the realm of the spirit, and mainly the America say with regards to the election, the changes and every other thing that happens in the election is that there are two prophetic instincts in the dimensions of time. There are prophets that are basically prophets that are moving in a prophetic way. One to things. And there are prophets that walk and move through the fourth dimension. The prophets that are really four-dimensional prophets like Enoch, John the Revelator.
The first one now. What's the first one?
Like the forth tellers, those people that believe that I'm declaring something and it's going to happen, and to work around it so that it will happen what they have said. And then there's some of us like Enoch, Ezekiel, John the Revelator, Daniel, and all those people. We have the capacity to see the end, how it is concluded. And once we tell you, say this is it, whatever you do, just relax. Nothing will change what we have said. That's how I told you the last time. The reason is we have seen the way God works with us is He shows us the conclusion of the whole matter. So when we know, okay, by identifying the conclusion of the whole matter, or try to say this, that, move this, move that, and move this, and then it will be in line. That's how we figure out the timeline. Because we have been able to, by the grace of God, master the fourth dimension. We see through time itself. And we can bend the time and manipulate time. So if the prophet that says God has revealed to him that something is changing or something else has happened, is speaking in that regard, is an understanding, say, if the person is not fourth dimensional, which means he has not attained the fourth dimensional capacity. Ezekiel chapter 47, he said, he brought me to the outer courts and I saw a pool like water. He said, I walked into it and the angel measured 1,000 cubits and it was up to the ankle level. I moved forward and he measured another 1,000 cubits and it was up to the knee level. And then he measured another 1,000 to the loins level, which means waist level. And then he measured another 1,000 cubits and it was a water that man could not swim through, which means water that a man cannot cross, which was an overflow. Good measures pressed down, shaking together and running over. That's the 4th-dimensional thing, the seal. Which means when you are burning your spirit and ascending to the divine altar of God, there are 4-dimensional flows. If a person is able to master the 4th dimension, which simply means that I won't teach the knowledge of the 4th dimension in its fullest capacity, but I'll give you a glimpse of it. Yes, because that's what happens. Once I teach something and bring out the prophetic order, somebody will make a whole sermon out of it and say they are the everything we say goes here. That is not because I don't want anybody to know. I'm just saying it so that at least for time's sake, so that I can by the grace of God. So in the act of the 4th dimension, you realize that finally, once you master the 4th dimension, which is the last angle, like right? Every ordinary human being sumdaye. When I sleep, I don't dream, I wake up. Like Ezekiel. At the river of Sheba, at the Chaldeans, Ezekiel chapter 1, when he saw the living creatures and the heaven and the host of heaven. John the Revelator, when he was also at the Isle of Patmos, he saw these revelations through sleep. Daniel spoke about a revelation that even has to do with, I laid this thing, it's a vision of my head on a bed. He is sleeping yet awoken. That's that dimension. Ezekiel was picked by God and said, Son of man, what do you see? I see an almond tree. That's a communication, which simply means that he is not just dreaming, he is awoken in his dream, so he understands what he's talking about. He's alive in the dream. My dreams are awoken dreams, which simply means I can dream and say I'll visit you tomorrow, and I'll really visit you and you will see I have visited you in your dream. No real life. Valley, let this valley be filled with ditches. For thou said the Lord, you shall not hear the wind nor see the rain, and your valley shall be filled with waters, and your day, yea, and your household, and your sheep and your cattle shall drink. And after I made a prophetic word, he said, as for the Moabites, the Lord will deliver them unto you. The prophet declared, Elisha declared it. Do you know, sir, when the battle began and the battle was going against the people of Israel, the Moabites, the Moab king took his son who was supposed to be in his stead, which means that the next of king, who was supposed to be the prince of the land and become king. He took him and took him to the altar, sacrificed him as a sacrifice for the altar, and the battle changed. The battle changed. That is what we are talking about, manipulations. But then Prophet Elisha had already gone, because Prophet Elisha, when he came, he was already angered. He said, haven't regarded. He said, when they came to call him earlier, he said, why don't you go to the gods of your mothers or the gods of your fathers? So the prophet came already angry. But even after the prophecy, he did not uphold the continuation of the prophecy. He just prophesied and he left them. He didn't continue. He didn't hold the prophecy. There is a prophecy that you prophesy and you sit by the prophecy. I said this thing in Makra FM. People didn't get it. When we prophesy and we sit by the prophecy, it's like a child we have delivered. We will watch it and nurture it grow. But then there's a prophecy. You drop the prophecy, ignore the prophecy, it can be bent and manipulated easily. Because once anybody comes, they will see the seal of the house of Teonas on it, which is the prophetic name of God on top of it, or any other prophetic house of Judah, house of this, house of that on top of it. So when you see the seal that this prophet has raised the banner of this man as the king, which means any prophet that beholds that knows that the prophet this thing is coming from this house of the prophetic, which means nobody can bend and manipulate it. They look at it and say, okay, this one we agree, this one we agree, then it continues. But then if you go and take money into your pocket and you say something, there will not be any seal on it. You are just talking. It's words. God, that's a very funny way of betraying. I'm saying betraying, no, exposing you when you are not speaking under the power.
Nti prophet Odie, measure that after elections, measure that ya wura prophetic friends dimensions ne is anyoma na ya share that here because me won send bibia me person be say the kasi me bisa no be ko na amount so be dwala be a person who dey see on the 7th December. 7th December.
Absolutely.
There you see.
7th December during election. As I said to you earlier, it's still the same thing. I told you, we see the end. When all wells have ended well, that is where we see. By 6 p.m., all the juju has failed. Sacrifices have failed. Prophecies have failed. All the deception has failed. By 8 p.m., all hearts are shaking. People are disappearing with their phones. Powers have all been transcended because there is something happening. At 9 p.m., the numbers are floating with one banner. The banner will be erected from the center of Ghana, and it will circulate toward the 16 regions. One name, one banner, one champion. From 9 p.m., everybody will feel the wave of the single name. No shaking, because the numbers are speaking for themselves. And then the atmosphere becomes quiet on that angle. By 4 a.m., people will sit together. And then calls will be going on. And in the chambers of the communication, I'm seeing the clothes they are even wearing. Oh, yeah. I'm seeing the clothes they are even wearing. And they are making calls, phone call communication. How is it going? Oh, what can be done? What can be done? It's 32. It's 32. Yes. Okay. Then they are moving up and down. Okay, we are seeing. Let's wait. More numbers are coming in. By 32. Yes, at the long run, it's still 32. Okay. The numbers are going on. Where's the other man? It's at 49. It's at 49. 49.8. Then the community. That is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. And the numbers from voter region is not even in. The numbers from the Bogatanga and all those places are not fully in, because there was some contentions that were going on. And then the battle was, you want to hear the stories, I'm taking you to the future. Smell it and feel it. As the numbers, the communication is going on. This is not yet in. This is not in. Where is he? It's at 49.8. How? Very fast, very quick like that. Yes, that's what is the reality. 4 a.m. By the time you open your eyes in the morning, there is a phone call to say, internal affairs. Let's just leave the election and let it go. This one, we shouldn't stretch it too much. Either than that, the disappointment will be massive. Let's just let it go. And in the conclusion of the whole matter, to even exceed the 32 threshold to 40 threshold was a problem.
Wow.
Was a problem. Yes. And at the last time of the prophetic order I was checking, now I always tell people the outcome of the election is the same. But then I saw numbers were playing in my eyes. And I began to look, I said, God, why is the numbers playing? And then he said, do you remember the young tree? The plumo, the radical, the small tree. The small tree is playing the numbers. And I began to ask God, what kind of capacity does he have to be able to temper with that atmosphere? And then when I began to ask that questions, I realized that it was not an ordinary anger that was going on. So I began to ask, why is this? What is happening? What is the foundation? Why is he able to temper with the time and the reality? Then I realized that this is a very serious situation. He was tempering with numbers. I saw 57% and 39% at the conclusion of the whole election.
57%.
And the 39%. And the young plumo began to eat the 57 up to 53%. He ate the 57
Wow.
to 53%. Because it came as a surprise.
Nkete no.
It took me by surprise.
Nkete no.
Yes.
Omedi diama 57%.
It was just one tree, one person. He came through like that, and then it took over and conquered through the territory continuously. And he ate into the 50,
Wow.
57, deep down into 53. But that time the victory was already given. The winner was already there. And others are stuck at 32, struggling to get to 39 to conclude it. It is the conclusion of the whole matter.
Nti we say odi bibi bato Facebook. Na me pese me kan ede chere atifo. Na omuti na ye bisa o say and so ehun asem te sen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's advance. Yes.
Official Facebook account so tell Ben Suwa Aji
Absolutely.
Ghana elections. God has revealed I saw two men heading towards a bus.
Catching the bus. Yes.
One was running and the other was walking.
It's walking.
The first man running arrived at 57 and the one walking arrived late and could not board the bus.
Absolutely.
On election day, the rain clouds will not rise,
Will not
and
rise.
John Mahama will be the president-elect. The eagle will fly this time, while the elephant observes.
Absolutely.
It is established. Prophet E.S. Telvin.
It is
Bam.
established.
No, there na we no so na opeso wuchire.
That's the conclusion of the whole vision. Yes. Two men were trying to catch up a bus. The situation is that I saw John Dramani Mahama. He was trying to go towards the bus. I didn't give the full detail because I wanted it to be short so people can read on the social media. They were holding him as if an old man that is trying to catch the bus. And Baumia was walking like how Vladimir Putin walks with some flair. So he kept walking towards a bus, a gray color bus, like ash color bus. And as he was walking towards it, all of a sudden, the mama that they were holding and trying to assist to walk just gained some energy with some energy. I don't know where it is, like some adrenaline. And started running, just left the people that were holding him because some of the people that were holding him were still delaying with the people that are delaying him. So he left them and started running. And he ran straight into the bus. But then still, Baumia was walking, was modeling on the road and coming. As he was walking, by the time he could get there, the bus had already gone. Yes. That is why the election ended very fast and very quick. Very quick, very fast. And I saw one important thing in time as well. About Baumia as well. Yes. 2033. He's sitting on top of the mountain, eating a fruit of a tree. It is established.
2033.
Sitting on top of a mountain, very spiral looking, like a conical shape, with one tree on top of it. And he alone is seated there eating the fruit of the tree. That is a key in the heart of time. When the time is up, I will unlock it. It is established. Not at all. I don't have the utterance to break it down.
Atifo oni ahwefo enne mo ankasa mo mate ensamo a eye nyame nipa prophet Telvin Ajesu a eka na mepese me bisa no say prophecies bebre aba na no me bisa o sa asem no from senior most prophets and staff. Amanfo Montungu. Montungu, like we should ignore those prophets who are saying Baumia is winning the elections, blah 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 blah. People say Baumia winning election now. Yes, sure, my sort of die. People say
Okay.
Should we ignore them?
The Bible said, men of Philadelphia, men, or Hebrews chapter 13, let brotherly love continue. So out of the foundation of brotherly love, I would say one important thing, that we want peace in Ghana. Don't burn anybody's church, because that prophecy is going nowhere. The reason is the time is already set. 4-dimensional capacities. The people that sits at the gate, the watchmen, our work is concluded. There is nothing anybody can do anywhere again.
Prof, I'm out for who say, yeah, dang, MPP for will raid the elections. And probably an amount for Kenya and say, Massa, at the end of the year, you better now some for million. And MPP for so making some utterances via a chair say, and part will raid the elections. Easy, ni nyoma bi a oyeye e mama fu feel say nkofu I say almost set some agenda be to rig the elections.
Okay.
The security side o hwe nyoma bi omo keka ne ho ade ade like amount for who say elections no you be wiem.
Okay. Okay.
Enti so my prophecy be say na we are no koswa.
That one they call it the escape route. John Mahama won the election, but they stole the election. No, that's not what we're talking about. After stealing or not stealing, whether there is stealing or there is no stealing, whether there is rigging or there's no rigging, 9 p.m. you will know who won the election. 4 a.m. the numbers are running too fast. Even if you steal 2 million votes, you will still lose. So anybody that's worried about the stealing, Yadinina Kafra and Mahama won the election. Including it's just whatever
will happen. The electoral commissioner will declare Mahama president-elect.
Absolutely. By 9 p.m. everybody's dancing already. By 4 a.m. everybody is like, oh, it's done. People have already quit. Like, people have quit. I'm not talking about election where it's no. People are quitting. Everybody's like, he has won.
Yeah, sure. Say one summer work can me decoding some Nivea. I say, isn't Prof releasing too much secrets or too much codes? Be a bema, be obi betumi afa ho de aye nyoma because one kasa wonu interviews bi a me no aye your hand mo a account ability free interviews a me no aye wa habi be two ma hack account na ability platform
for me
it onya sure say someone who can you are giving too much
that hack channel. Maybe on my hack channel, so master your security. But what I'm saying now,
it's not even about the if I'm saying channel no hacking, but
right.
So yeah, I'm feeling that you are giving too much information. A bit nyama obiatna baby so aye nyoma.
I'm manipulating election. Oh, it's finished. The election was won about some few weeks ago, long time ago. It's done. It's finished long time. There is nothing to be done again. Yes, everybody that is doing the thing, they have already cooked the food. They have started eating. So, Oba party now the cook pot bar. We are not coming to cook. The chefs have closed. There is no food to cook.
Ebinum etie prophecies ni bi. Yese ndi si fo omunko ya kwankyere bi, omunko nsuo ebi nkyɛn, omunko sasa nsuo no, omunfa ma dondoma mama onu nsuo no na bi ho no a on dwarim ebi nso say uncle in your friend say the four corners of the country on sasa anwea emfanya den akwankyere ahodo na prophets bi ma omanpanyin Mahama ansa de no bit yamana win elections and yes microphone will rig the elections. Prof, are you telling me say there is nothing like akwankyere bia me enya akwankyere bia?
Oh, akwankyere wo ho. One said there are territories in the world. Ebi a territory no one based on vision or on the territory, no, it shows here for Mahama to take over the votes in his territory, he has to actually do that thing. And if Mahama could do that, he can take the votes from his territory. So every territorial angle, then I can. But what I am saying is that whatever you will do from today, tomorrow, up till this thing, the 8th of December early morning, and then 7th December at 9, whatever that happens, all works together for the good of one person's victory. Anything that's happening now, even say playing with the top baby, everything is all just equated towards the timeline is set.
Next, so person man mati for any my chef what yes say. Sans and someone or what to say or say Mahama koya kwanchile bi or sofo bi say or say Mahama freno or so who Mahama no can be chireno and yes will be using a one dia dinina. So I know money now has been sorted out.
Yes, but also one thing, when a fourth dimensional prophet speaks, it is not a joke. It's fourth dimension you're speaking.
Okay.
And fourth dimension I'm speaking. And I'm saying one important thing. The body of Christ will always embrace each other than any politician. One important thing I always do is I always stand with the kingdom than with the politician. It's a very simple law. We all work, fourth dimensional, we are like a bond, we are like twins in the dimensions. So we all speak towards one voice and towards one understanding. And I can tell you that by the seating of the jurisdiction of divinity, all heads have combined together. And there is nobody tempering with time anymore. We have left the stream to flow.
Prophet will come ha or very powerful. Men person me go ni di na ko say asebia oba be jeje
Yes.
ne prophecy. And I said ne rema or
behind what they do, you know.
But Sir Prophet, in looking at him, I feel that or not to me we are the fourth dimension.
No, I'm bending.
But or no, I can say Baumia will win the elections.
Oh, okay, but you are bending fourth dimension. How?
Well, some of the winning bending. What I know is what prophesy say Baumia is winning the election.
Okay, so to know someone, the Bible said the prophet is he that seeth and it cometh to pass.
Well, the MPP prophet and Kasa or two names. Or two names.
Okay, so
maybe two names or
maybe
or birthday two or two names or birthday two or two names or name or be
okay.
Then person will do dinner say maybe I'm picked like
you're cleaning the person. Yeah. Okay. You're in church in that this angle. With such a prophecy, and Ipanabama said, oh, this person is gonna win. You have to understand, so being in the field in the prophetic, as I said, we are fourth dimensional. We are seeing through time. Somebody's own, our capacity of Elijah, he believes maybe he can say there shouldn't be any rain and there will be no rain. There's another person too that carries the testament of operation. He's calculating through the dimensions and he feels within himself with goosebumps and things that will happen. Okay. Somebody's also dreaming that Baumia has won the election. So, you know, there are things that God is obiani there. You understand? When you go to the construction site, carpenter, mason, steel bender, electrician, everybody's working together for a collective goal. One thing to build the house at the end of the day. And to obiya beye nejuma, so that it will be concluded. But mind you, that the legs should not do the work of the eyes. Neither should the ears do the job of the mouth, nor should the hands do the job of the nose. Everybody should play their role. Let those that see through time maintain the capacity of seeing through time, and let those that carry the power to be able to will the destiny of men, will the destiny of men. Those that have the capacity to raise the dead, heal the sick, and do wonders beyond imagination should keep up and do their job. And those that can teach the letter and the word in its deepest jurisdiction should maintain it. But then the job of he that goes through the dimensions of the forensic to seek bliss and inspiration from God should be left for those that can do it. Either than that, if you force yourself towards that angle, that place near high speed, one should your car be better. So that is why even in heaven there is order. There are living creatures, elders, there are watchers, there are archangels, there are seraphims and cherubims, and there are messengers. Everybody plays a certain role for a collective operation of heaven. So I believe that everybody has their own field, and to be amboni according to how they are playing it. And you know, all these things work together to make it very interesting on how God works. It's just the people behind the scene that get up, they don't understand the depth of what is happening, and then they are like, oh, where can we? So confusing. That's not what God really works with. What God works with is very different. So let us all allow people to freely prophesy. Don't attack anybody where you're a false prophet because it doesn't prophesy to your party. Me, when I prophesied in 2016 that Nana Addo will win the election, people came to insult me, Basa manya. But I won the election. Whatever you did, you do around it, whatever you try. He won the election. 2020, I said it will not change. People will come and call you false prophet, criminal, all sorts of things. They will insult you till you are doomed, like to your last end. But at the end of the day, the prophetic word of God is clear. So let's keep their work and respect their office, and let's also manage our office, because obia nini die. Do you understand?
Amount for say after 2024 elections, amount prophets Bible saw the big UGD based on prophecies now every buffer elections. UGD say a billion will be irrelevant, powerless, will be disgraced, it will be more proud. She said, and we are saying to me, based on more UGD say, Saudi bit me.
Elijah made a prophetic decree that the Israelites will win the Moabites. Later on, the king made a sacrifice and it changed. And then Elijah, the battle turned against the Israelites. But then the prophecies of Elijah happened until the last part, and it didn't happen because there's something that has happened along the line. There's a time manipulation that took place. So things did not go according to plan. They didn't remove Elisha as the ultimate prophet in the Bible. He still maintained his stance. I believe one important thing, no matter whatever that happens, people have a way of explaining themselves.
Okay.
Was it the way the thing is? So they will explain their way out of it. But let's not worry about that. You understand? The prophecies will happen. The prophecies will be done. But this is the beauty of godliness. Some need to go opposite, because if Meba now comes and Mama will win the election, or Baumel will win the election, and everybody says the same thing, it's not good at all. Because me, the day I prophesied that Mama will win the election in 2024, that was in 2020 after the election.
After the election,
I sat down. And then later on, I think in 2022 and stuff, I saw everybody prophesy, Mama win, they see Mama winning. And then I was like, we did an interview, and all of a sudden it's like people just came out, because no one was prophesying until I came out with the prophecy. And people started all over the place, Mama win, Mama win, Mama win. Then at one point in time, I said, I'm not going to talk about the election anymore, because it's like, as I hear common, everybody is saying the same thing. So let's just leave it. Until I realized that nobody was talking again. I realized that no, maybe, probably, people think something is happening. Then all of a sudden they say things are changing. Things are changing. Like, people are changing your mouth. That's why I came back and said, no, let me come and reaffirm that the future remains the same, because we are the guardians of the time. Sure. We are seeing what is going on. And when you start talking about another thing which is not true, we'll come and explain it to them. Man, that's where we are. From where we are sitting is the same. So how did it change where you are? It's a different story. So we operate in that angle. But it's a gradual process by the grace of God. Let's say everybody in their field. I'm playing my field as best as I can. I'm human, yet a prophet. And I am managing what can be managed by the grace of God. So we all do our best. At the end of the day, Mama becomes the president-elect of Ghana and becomes the president of Ghana. And then after 2 years, we take it from there.
And prophet, Seven Ajesu wa pese okachre pendum ahwefo ne atiefo na say President John Dramani Mahama, elections na eba no, nothing is changing. If he ene echo prophetic message be a beba na bi asesa wo wiem na yesi Mahama nkoye akwanchire bi, whatever will happen, Mahama is winning the election.
He has won the election, yeah. It should just respect whoever. I always say that if a fourth dimension, like Hubert just said, he's seeing 10 days if you don't call me.
Yes.
He's speaking from fourth-dimensional capacity. You can't let him down. You don't say, oh, try to contend. But as I speak to you now, in the dimensions of time, you see, we don't talk. There are pastors that talk and sit down. I am calling you. Let's become friends. No. Prophets that can see, if you can truly see, let's meet there. That's how it is. So in the fourth dimension, that's how communication is. People are transferring message in the dimensions. Like people that are talking through cyber security and internet capacity, those that are IT people, they don't send text message through you. They are sending through FTP and their quantum line and their server lines and everything, not through regular text messages. So messages can go through different dimensions. So what shows that you know exactly what you're doing is you're communicating at a higher level. At the higher level, they are higher ranking, they are great people, they are strong people. So I always say that no matter whatever that happens, as a president, as a king, or whatever, to become a president, you only be elected for 4 years or 8 years. And after the 8 years, you are out of the place. The prophets are authors that remain for a very long time. So always make sure no matter whatever that happens, you honor them. You honor them with all jurisdiction and with all respect. But at the end thereof, I believe that he has definitely done that. Maybe things happen, it happens, and we keep it on the social media.
Sure.
Sometimes somebody can insult somebody on social media today, and tomorrow go apologize. You may never know what is going on. So let's just focus on what has happened in the time as Mama elected as president. It's already there. All of the heads are joined together.
abusuafo we dey mo ankasa masuma enti mesrɛ mo sɛ ɛyɛ calls ne messages ne your videos asena mo commenting na prophet tell me no or say whatever prophecy e be san ababie ma o beti afri whoever nkyɛn nyame akasa wi de nyame aka no na waka ɛyɛ final
Creme de la creme, final
we
Final.
ni insisa bia wo enti mesrɛ mo abusuafo said etie ni nyame nipa na aka and one kasa mu ni track record and mesrɛ sɛ from now to 7 December me fa say 4 days to come no the nyame aka no waka wie abusua me bisa no the last one after parliamentary elections no na on kyerɛ the hoso so ebesi cause said the etie bia no so so very important that Rebecca 2020 ho kwa de pipitu ebobo nipa kunkum nipa ne ho ade ade wo parliamentary no enti prof you best say we na be cause parliamentary election.
A parliamentary election will be very successful for NDC. They will win all for the parliament. They will lead in parliament. So and we're very, very simple. Yes.
Both parliamentary
and presidential. They will take the seats. Yes. They will take this year's election. Next today's date is Wednesday. It is Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday. So Saturday. That's it. Saturday is the election day, right? Saturday about plenty big strongholds of MPP will come crumbling down.
Gosh.
All the old gods will sit.
Gosh.
All of them will come. We're falling one after the other. You'll be shocked. You hear some of them, you'll be like, how? Even in Ashanti region. You will be sitting there laughing. You'll be shocked. It's a different thing that is happening. Yes. But don't worry. Bobby will be president. But not now. Yes. So, don't worry. The future is very clear. And then notwithstanding, there's one important thing I realized when Mama became president. In time, we are ahead of. People are thinking about 7th December election. We have gone far, way far from 7th December. We've gone to where it ended and who continues. But then that one is a secret because if I tell you this one, like Abraham said, if I do everything, what else will I do? If I tell you the future in 4 years' time, what will I tell you next 2 years? So let me keep that one for the future. But then, basically, let's lay the foundation here. One important thing is I always say this thing, I am not a party campaign prophet. Yes. Whoever that wins the election, we will pray. My vote is just one. So if I go and vote and everybody vote and then somebody wins the election, then it's their own cup of tea. Tea bre, il ebre, nous avons bréon. It's very simple. So whatever you choose is entirely up to you. But the future, the outcome is what I've showed you. Notwithstanding, one important thing is when Mama becomes president, I saw connections with international affairs. And it became a point where Ghanaians were getting access to travel abroad easily. I don't know what they were doing with that. People were just it's like we became valuable with our passport. There was a value to it. It was not because this place became America or became anything. There's some agreements that happened, I don't know, with that kind of agreement. All of a sudden, when you reach the American embassy, the British High Commission, anything, you could see the reception to have visa for the Ghanaian was very easy than anyone in Africa.
Wow.
However they did it, I don't know.
So, but they released that because I saw people were just having the freedom and going and come. It became easy. I don't know what part that was. I don't know what agreement that was. But whoever that was traveling, it was easy. Wow. Was not a situation where 1,000 to 1, 1,000 people go get 1,000 people bounce, one person gets visa. There's some agreements that was made with Europe and some other places. I don't know what that is, but people were really traveling up and then working back and forth. And it was amazing. That was what really drew my attention. I'm really interested in that kind of situation. And I saw it, and there's quite a lot of things. But I'll tell you that I won't lie to you that Mama will turn Ghana into heaven, or America, or UK, or Switzerland, or anywhere. No. It won't be that kind of thing. But I can tell you that some things will change. He will set a plant and a foundation that will change so many things that will come in the next 8 years. Secondly, what will happen again? It will not, I'm not telling you it's coming to build promised land, but work will move some things. And then secondly, to make it very easy for you, some people, anybody that is the first year, the reason why after 2 years I said something to you, after 2 years I said something to you, yeah. 2 years in Mohammed's like something. The reason why that thing was about to take place was one reason. It was because some people were removed from what they were looking for, which simply means that anybody that tried to play a funny game in the government was sacked and kicked out. It was a very strict government. He came with a mind to make a name before he leaves the office, so that everybody will remember that whatever they used to call him, he has corrected the errors. It is established.
It is established. And then Prophet Telvin Ajay Suwa and Abeche and Komo, our Pen Dream TV. So